friends, and welcome back to another video. So it's the start of the new year and Christmas is over. You can't really go outside because it's cold outside and it's dark all day long. So I thought in winter we are sometimes in a slump, also reading slump, and it's good to have a little pick-me-up. That's why I made a list of books that make me happy and hopefully can bring a little bit of cozy joy and happiness into your life as well. Nothing bad happens in these books, at least nothing severely bad, and you also don't have to think about the content for too long. A lot of them have a kind of innocence to them, even if they might also contain some smut. And hopefully they also help us enjoy being inside and being cozy and embrace the darker time of the year. The first book on this short list of 5 books is Puppy Love by Kelly Moran. I'm going to read to you the blurb of these books so you can get a little better understanding of what they are, because I'm really bad at summaries. So, after a passionless marriage under the scrutiny of high society, Avery Stowe is making back her life. All she wants is a little privacy and a quiet place to raise her autistic daughter, Haley. Redwood Ridge, Oregon, seems to offer all the right ingredients, except for the problem of the local sexy veterinarian. The last thing she needs in her life is to fall for his irresistible allure, even if he is a nice guy who keeps doing her favors. But the well-meaning patrons of her new hometown have other ideas, and it appears Plain Cupid is one of them. Kate O'Grady has never met a woman he couldn't handle, but when Avery Stowe walks into his office late one night cradling an injured puppy, he's struck stupid, which might explain her total lack of interest in him. But now that she's working for his family's clinic, he doesn't have to lust from a distance. He might just have a chance at convincing Avery and her too-guarded heart that falling for the right man isn't a mistake. Doesn't this just sound absolutely amazing? It's so cute. It has all the small town vibes. Everyone knows everyone, matchmaking, and some nosy people as well. Also, it involves puppies, as you have heard, and that's always a plus for me. There's also some family themes. Avery is a single mother with her autistic daughter, and it's just so cute to see how both of them are accepted and find their place in this little small town. So this would definitely be something if you also enjoy a found family trope. The next book is The Little Cafe in Copenhagen by Julie Kaplan. This book is the first book of a series of cozy books by her, and I enjoy all of them. This one is the first one in the series, but you don't really have to read them in any particular order. This is a good place to start though. Welcome to the Little Cafe in Copenhagen, where the smell of cinnamon fills the air. The hot chocolate is as smooth as silk and romance is just around the corner. Publicist Kate Sinclair's life in London is everything she thought she wanted. Success, glamour, and a charming boyfriend. Until that boyfriend goes behind her back and snatches a much sought-after promotion from her. Heartbroken and questioning everything, Kate needs to escape. From candles and cozy nights into romantic late-night walks through the beautiful cobbled streets of Copenhagen, Kate discovers how to live life the Danish way. Can the secrets of hygge and happiness lead her to her own happily ever after? This describes it all. It's a book that revolves a lot around the hygge concept, which is just in general a really cozy concept to live up. And honestly, there are some takeaways from this that you can also incorporate into your personal life. At least after I read this, I thought about taking things a little slower and not being so caught up in work all the time. So if you enjoy books about traveling into Scandinavian countries, quirky characters, and also some banter, then this book would be the right pick for you. The next book is a little different, but it still brought me a lot of joy, and it is Between the Lines by Tamara Weber. It's the first part of a series of books 17-year-old actress Emma is starring in her first major film role opposite Hollywood It Boy Reed. The exclusive nightclubs, snapping photographers and screaming fans are a normal part of life for Reed, but it's all new to Emma. The rest of the cast befriend her, but Emma can't help feeling out of her depth. She's grateful to fellow actor Graham for his friendly support and thinks maybe he's interested in something more, until she sees him sneaking out of beautiful Brooke's room one night. Reed has no holds barred in his pursuit of Emma. He loves the thrill of the chase, but he's also experiencing something new. Could he be genuinely falling for his co-star? So, as you have guessed probably, this is more of a YA book, and it's probably a good one if you enjoy Colleen Hoover books, because there are some similarities in the writing style. And who doesn't love a good Hollywood romance? It involves a love triangle, but also it's very cute and innocent. It's about first love, falling in love. And even though there is a love triangle, I don't think there's too much drama in this book. The next book that I want to recommend to you is It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. Piper Bellinger is fashionable, influential, and her reputation as a wild child means the paparazzi are constantly on her heels. When too much champagne and an out-of-control rooftop party lands Piper in the slammer, her stepfather decides enough is enough. So he cuts her off and sends Piper and her sister to learn some responsibility running their late father's dive bar in Washington. Piper hasn't even been in Westport for 5 minutes when she meets the big, bearded sea captain Brandon, who thinks she won't last a week outside of Beverly Hills. So what if Piper can't do math and the idea of sleeping in a shabby apartment with bunk bed gives her hives? How bad could it really be? She's determined to show her stepfather and the hot, grumpy local that she's more than a pretty face. Except it's a small town and everywhere she turns, she bumps into Brandon. The fun-loving socialite and the gruff fisherman are polar opposites, but there's an undeniable attraction simmering between them. Piper doesn't want any distractions, especially feelings for a man who sails off into the sunset for weeks at a time. Yet as she reconnects with her past and begins to feel at home in Westport, Piper starts to wonder if the cool, glamorous life she knew is truly what she wants. LA is calling her name, but Brandon and this town full of memories may have already caught her heart. This book is a very cute romance. It is about Piper, who seems to be a really superficial girl at first, but over the course of the book we learn that she really isn't. She goes to the small town with her sister, and it's also has got these small town vibes, but also more of a fisherman town, so that's a little different. And there she basically finds herself. And books about finding yourself and learning more about your own character is also something that I enjoy a lot in cozy books. So that's a good one if you like that. The male main character is, as you have heard, more of a grumpy type. It's a bit of an enemies to lovers situation, so if you enjoy that, this one's for you. This book is also about overcoming stereotypes, but without being too serious about it. The last book I'm going to recommend to you today is one of my personal favorites, Red, White and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. First son Alex Claremont Diaz is the closest thing to a prince this side of the Atlantic. With his intrepid sister and the Veep's genius granddaughter, they're the White House trio, a beautiful millennial marketing strategy for his mother, President Ellen Claremont. International socialite duties do have downsides, namely when photos of a confrontation with his longtime nemesis, Prince Henry, at a royal wedding leak to the tabloids and threaten American-British relations. The plan for damage control, staging a fake friendship between the first son and the prince. Alex is busy enough handling his mother's bloodthirsty opponents and his own political ambitions without an uptight royal slowing him down. But beneath Henry's Prince Charming veneer, there's a soft-hearted eccentric with a dry sense of humor and more than one ghost haunting him. As President Claremont kicks off her re-election bid, Alex finds himself hurtling into a secret relationship with Henry that could derail the campaign and upend two nations. And Henry throws everything into question for Alex, an impulsive, charming guy who thought he knew everything. What is worth the sacrifice? How do you do all the good you can do? And most importantly, how will history remember you? I even get goosebumps reading this blurb. This book is just so cute and fluffy, but the storyline is still intriguing. For some, the cuteness even is too much, especially because the book also revolves around politics, and many people say fluff and politics don't really go together. But for me, this is an escapist romance novel. It's not supposed to be realistic. And honestly, it's better than real life. It is set in an idealized world where you can overcome all of the bad things, and sometimes that's just what you need. It has great side characters as well and deals with topics of friendship, which it's done really well. The characters are really interesting. And this book also includes some amazing pop culture references, which at times made me laugh out loud. So that doesn't really happen that often with books. It's safe to say that I enjoyed it a lot. If you need some hope in dark times, I think this book can really give you that. I hope you enjoy some of the recommendations, and feel free to reach out to me in the comments or to each other if you're having a hard time right now and if you're feeling alone. I know winter can be a really hard time for some of us, so take care of yourselves and do stuff that makes you feel good. I hope you have a great day. See you in my next video. Bye!